Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hallman.
I am Jeff Mayo.
And Jeffrey, your Falcons are playing again today.
They are.
You survived another week.
We did.
How do you feel this week?
It's going to be a tough game either way, but I feel a little better than last week.
I do too. I feel better for them too. I always thought that the Rams were going to be the harder opponent because just unfortunately for the Eagles, I kind of feel bad for them, but without Wentz.
Yeah.
I think Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Nick Foles, and I think that'll be, that's where this is going pretty much. Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I am excited to watch them play in about 3 hours or so.
Yeah.
But until then, Jeff, have you played games this week?
I have. So I played, I guess, 2 games, technically. I don't think there's anything else. Finally got to play more Xenoblade.
Okay.
Got about 5 hours, played 5 hours on that. I'm like over halfway through the game now. Chapter-wise, so making progress for
and
that.
You're like, what, 50 hours in, 40 hours in?
40. Yeah, something like that. I think it only takes like 70-something hours to complete this game.
Only 70 hours of your life to finish this video game. That's fine.
Yeah. Like all big video games these days.
Yeah.
But still loving it so far.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of fun. Not much more to say that I've already said.
Yeah. You still deep in all the mechanics?
Yep. I love how deep the mechanics are. It's so much fun. Right, like getting it all right is just so satisfying.
It's like, I worry, and this might be an entire conversation for another day, but I'm starting to worry that just the older I get and the more responsibilities you have and everything. Because, like, right now we're in college. We feel like we have a lot of responsibilities, but we don't even really know it yet. Yeah. You know, the real world's going to have a lot more of them. Yeah. And I'm already starting to feel like the really long, like, deep, convoluted JRPGs that I enjoyed as a kid. I still enjoy them now, but I like Persona.
Yeah.
When I step back in there, I'm like, there's so much going on, and it just feels daunting. It's like, I don't have enough time to get through this, and I'm worried that style of game is just going to fall out of my playing just because of time.
No, I hear you. It's unfortunate, though. We're 2017, like 2018 are good years for those genres.
I mean, this is arguably one of the best times for that genre. I just don't have time to get to them all.
You gotta be somewhat picky, though. That's hard to believe me saying, considering all the games I'm picking up and the ones I said I'm looking forward to.
I mean, like, I think just old habits die hard. Like me and you love these games, and we always want to. We always like say like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. I'm gonna play that, and it's like I'm in the second palace of Persona 5 right now. So you see where that.
Persona's gonna be hard for me to get to because it's at least compared to Xenoblade, it's so much easier to just play on my Switch.
That is true.
So, Xenoblade, I have no question, unless I get really stuck, I'm going to get done with. Persona, I'm going to try.
Hopefully the Switch is something that can kind of help you with not having enough time to play games. I'm a lot more compelled to just play random games on the Switch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, have you played anything else besides Xenoblade?
Yes, and I know you have too. Life is Strange before the start of episode 2.
So both me and Jeff, we have slacked on our spoiler cast for Life is Strange. We did episode 1 in like October, and now it's been like 3 months or something. We're finally going to do episode 2, so I'm going to save that discussion for that.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
So definitely go over to Nerds at Large Spoiler Cast, and should be pretty much around the time you're hearing this, that should be up over there on podcast services or on our YouTube. We will have episode 2 of our spoiler cast for that, and I want to have episode 3 a lot faster than we did.
Well, here's the thing, at least, as far as recording, that's going to be one thing. As far as us playing it, I think we're not 100% sure on this. We're going to wait to see about Will plan during Game of the Year thing, and I think we can both agree we want to finish this before we get to that.
I'm pretty compelled. I want to go to episode 3. So I guess spoilers, I liked it enough to want to go to episode 3 right now. So, I mean, like, there you go. Well, anything else, Jeff?
No, I don't think so. Have you? Or is it just Life is Strange for you?
Yeah, well, I played Life is Strange, and I played a little bit more of I actually just was feeling it the other night. I was like, I kind of want to get back into The Witcher. So I started playing more of Blood and Wine, the DLC that I got like a part of the way through and then stopped. I was reminded again just how amazing that game is. The writing is just so well done, and the characters, like there's this whole new world and all these new characters that I've never met before. So it's like playing a new game almost, a new Witcher game. It's just that game is just endless hours. If you ever want to just, I always want to have my game and get like hours and hours of entertainment out of it. Like The Witcher is just a never-ending well of that stuff. Yeah. And besides that, I just played Life is Strange and played some Overwatch, which Overwatch is still also Overwatch has the magic like sauce there for multiplayer games. It's a lot of fun, but I think there's not too much to say about Overwatch or Witcher that people haven't heard before. Yeah. Well, Jeff, are you ready to get into the news?
Let's do it.
News jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Jeff, there was a Nintendo Direct this week.
No, Darby, the Nintendo Direct Mini.
You're right. I'm sorry.
The difference.
So there was lots of kind of hilarious build up to this Direct.
The memes were endless.
The memes were indeed endless. Nintendo. If you didn't hear about any of this, there was heavily rumored that there was going to be a Nintendo Direct Thursday, and there was, but Nintendo didn't say anything officially about it leading up to it. But as the rumors started happening and the fan theories and just the Resetera just started becoming a cult, Nintendo started teasing them just with these random pictures with no captions and stuff. Or then they put I think the most obvious one was they put the Mario bird.
Yeah, they posted that a week ago, then they retweeted that. What funny thing is, it was right after someone, I was following the Resetera thread for a lot of that. It was right after a couple people, at least one person Resetera said, wouldn't it be funny if they retweeted that bird?
And it immediately did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bird in Mario that gives you secrets or whatever.
Too.
So it was I know what you're seeking. Haha, I can't tell you.
Caw.
It's oh, Nintendo, you know exactly what you're doing.
And then there's that chibi robo on fire. Just, I don't even know that's from anything.
It was just so, I really want to know what the thought process was behind all that. Was it just give them random things and just watch the chaos ensue?
I don't know. All I know is I welcome a new chibi robo on fire overlord.
Oh, yes.
Forever and always.
Right.
He's the new neck.
No, Jeff, not the new. They're 2 side-by-side thrones. Okay. 3 side-by-side thrones with Colonel Sanders.
Of course.
They can rule together in our realm, Jeff.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, Jeff, what happened in the Direct? Let's get into...
Okay, yeah. I think I got most of the games on here. I'm just kind of going to go through kind of the same order they did, whatever. We talk about game by game, and then we'll just talk about overall thoughts at the end.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, they started out with a surprising port. You'll be hearing port a lot.
Yes, you will be.
For The World Ends With You, a Nintendo DS game. They're re-releasing it for its 10th anniversary. It's coming out later this year, and it includes the whole full game, as well as a new scenario, new epilogue, apparently, which has fans really hyped.
Yeah. Should I feel bad about the fact that I had never heard of this game before?
I'm going to say I'm honestly surprised, because I've heard about...
people were really excited about it. But,
oh no, this is one of those. Yeah. I've heard about this thing a lot over the years.
I've never even heard the name before.
Well, I bet you can kind of tell looking at Square Enix game.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the director, but the guy who's kind of in charge of Kingdom Hearts and a lot of Final Fantasy and stuff worked on it too. You can kind of tell some by the art style, and obviously DS game and all that kind of stuff. I think you just touch controls a good bit, but. I've been hearing about this for years, and it definitely came up when this was announced. This is a lot of people's favorite DS game, and for a lot of people, one of the top games of all time.
That's what the people who were excited about it seem to be very excited about. I imagine it's kind of somewhat of a niche following, but the following is very hardcore about it.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's the definition of a cult classic.
Yeah. And I thought. Whenever I saw that trailer and then afterwards I heard how old the game was, I was surprised, and that's what you get for for doing art style and very stylized thing. That game didn't look very old to me. I could have believed that game came out a few years ago, just the way it looked, just because it's so stylized and everything. So that's very cool for the people who are interested in it.
Now here's also the thing: I've been wanting to try out this game. Now,
perfect.
And I didn't want to bring out my DS, obviously.
Yeah.
As as little as possible. So, seeing looking at price and everything, this is one I might actually probably get.
So is gameplay kind of RPG-ish, or is it just action-y, or like just all action?
I don't know.
Like,
I didn't look that much into. I mean, I've heard about it, but I didn't look that much into it. Partly, so this, kind of surprised. It's like it does use some touch control elements, but despite that, apparently it's done really well because all these people love it.
Yeah, tone seemed very like Persona, but like hip hop.
Yeah,
basically instead of jazz or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm very interested to see. Well, yeah, I put it on here. They said it played using either the Joy-Con controllers or on the touchscreen.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it's one of. Well, I guess you use the Joy-Cons, probably not.
Because I imagine it was originally designed for the stylus,
yes.
right? Yeah. So I wonder how that will transfer over. Hopefully, hopefully they'll figure out a way to. Because I have not used the touch thing. I kind of forget that that's a thing sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, so cool.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm excited for this one.
No date on that.
Right? That is later this year.
Okay.
Next this was one of the most surprising things of the Direct, Darby. We got DLC for Pokken.
Still supporting that game.
No, here's the thing, though.
Is this DLC just for the Switch version, or is this also go to the Wii U version? Because they only said DX when they put it up there.
It's just for the Switch version. Those characters they added for the Switch? They did not come to Wii U.
That sucks.
That does suck. And those were released in arcade, like, a lot of those characters they added to the DX version. Those were added to arcade like a year ago.
I get it. You want to move to the Switch, but when it's a game like that, it originally came out on the Wii U, you have to support both. I think you need to support both because that's just a big middle finger to the people who only have the Wii U version, like you, right? Yeah. You didn't buy the Switch version. I mean,
I liked the game a lot, but 5 characters, unfortunately, and they did add a cool little game mode where it's like you have a team of Pokemon, so you have teams of 3, so when one loses, I think you switch it out. That's cool, but that's not enough to pay another $60.
No.
Especially with the time we played. I mean, we played it at a decent amount. We liked it, but not enough for me to do that.
Not to buy it again and do all that stuff.
Now, that said, if it's a giant sale and drops in price, I might consider it at some point, maybe. Probably not, but, I'm open.
Maybe. Hopefully, Nintendo will have enough other stuff coming on constantly that we won't... that won't be where we go first.
But. They announced a new battle pack that has 2 waves, and each wave has 1 battle, playable Pokemon, and 2, support Pokemon. First one, I can never get Pokemon name right. Aegislash or something like that.
If you can't get it, I can't get it.
Yeah, it's one of those. I can never get the pronunciation just right. But for people who don't recognize the name but know Pokemon, it's that Pokemon with the sword and the shield and everything. It's a ghost, possessing a sword. Which this one Pokemon I wanted in the roster, so that I'm happy about that.
What gen is he?
6. So he's a newer Pokemon. And the support Pokemon that comes with him is Mega Rayquaza and Mimikyu. Do you know Mimikyu, Darby?
No, I never.
It's that Pikachu one with the cloth Pikachu thing.
Maybe if I saw it.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. You can keep going.
And for the second wave, this was kind of surprising in a way. Blastoise.
Yeah, that's awesome.
With Mew and Celebi as support, which is cool. Blastoise, I'm surprised of it because I'm interested to see how they make him move since he's a turtle.
That thing. It's creepy.
Yeah. Mickey's boss. I'm also surprised they didn't put Greninja in. Greninja's not in this game. I'm surprised.
Wasn't he literally made for Smash, basically? He was already made for a video game.
Kind of, sort of.
I mean, didn't they design him a little bit? Intending, thinking about Smash? I thought I heard that somewhere.
I think it partly I remember the timeline right. Yeah, I think Greninja was announced or whatever, or maybe not announced, but shortly after X and Y, the games he was, first in came out. Yeah. Obviously, they worked on him longer than that. So it's I think they even said, they decided to add Greninja before they even made the announcement for him, kind of. Revealed Greninja, and they're hoping he's the popular one, which he is.
Yes. Yeah.
Greninja's awesome.
Would have sucked if he wasn't, if everyone just hated him. Get this
they
frog
need to
out
put
of here.
Ash Greninja in here, dang it. Give me my shonen Pokemon.
Wait, Ash became Greninja?
Yeah, they did a little fuse thing. It was badass.
Okay. Sure,
they exactly fused, but I don't know, it was awesome.
No, I hope they did the whole fusion. Yeah.
And then they made him Job in the finals. I'm so upset with that.
So, Greninja Ash for Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yes, I take that.
Please.
I mean, Bandai Namco, come on. Okay, next.
First got to put on the Switch, I guess.
Next thing. I think one of the only predictions we got right.
Yeah, our predictions probably didn't pan out so well because this was nowhere near as big of a deal as we thought it was going to be. But
Kirby All-Stars. We got a little stuff about that. Comes out March 16th.
Yes.
I think we got that right. I think we both called March.
Yeah, I think we did.
They had a new abilities, Artist and Spider. Look pretty dope. And all aboard the Friend Train, Darby.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I saw so many tweets like, I want to be in the Friend Train.
Yeah. So, Kirby's still looking awesome. You like a great Kirby game?
Yeah. I assume we'll be talking about this later, but like I'm very interested to see how this does.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, like correct me if I'm wrong. You follow it more, but I feel like Kirby's prime is pretty behind him as opposed to the other Nintendo franchises. In that, like I just don't see as many people hyped about Kirby now, or like Kirby games selling and stuff like they did in the past.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Kirby. Yeah, Kirby's kind of like, especially now, more of a mid-tier franchise thing. Yeah. I mean, the budget's obviously a lot smaller than the other games, but Kirby games are always like reviewed pretty well for the most part, and they always sell pretty well. Okay. Like I think they always do pretty well like sales wise for especially the budget probably put in this game. So. And it's also one of those games that is never at the top of people's list, but a lot of people like it. Yeah,
I guess I just don't hear people talking about it. But I guess like I don't know, Kirby might appeal more to kids than even other Nintendo things. 'Cause, I mean, the games are a lot easier usually most of the time and colorful, and I mean, almost all of Nintendo's first party franchises are kind of kid games, but I feel like Kirby is stronger, more strongly that way. But this one. This is the first Kirby game in a while that is interesting me. I don't think I would buy it myself unless I just play yours and really like it. But I would be down to play with you guys because it's like multiplayer. And, like,
if we like it, we can just do a 2-player let's play.
We should. We could
and
should.
In general.
And if it's bad, we still should.
I don't think it's gonna be bad.
I don't think it's gonna be bad either. Yeah. I think
I don't think it's gonna blow our minds or anything.
I think probably the absolute worst we could probably say about it is like, oh, that was really easy. Like, so easy that it wasn't challenging, but I don't see it being bad.
I think no matter what, we'll have fun with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Something kind of surprising, another surprising thing, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition was announced. The only reason it's surprising is we just got Fire Emblem Warriors. Right. That's the only reason. Comes out in the spring. Includes everything from both the Wii U and 3DS versions, including all 29 characters on both versions, and adds Breath of the Wild costumes for Link and Zelda.
We're slowly getting closer to having like every Wii U port on the Switch at this
point. Bring them on.
I mean, like, yeah, do it. Like,
let me at least have the option to buy all those games, so I don't have to worry about using my Wii U anymore.
Yeah.
I just put that away and not have to worry about it.
They need to because people didn't get to play these games. I'm just saying, I'm excited for when we cross the threshold. Like, okay, we're done. Yeah. They're all there for you, and now we.
I guess in a way with this direct, I mean, we'll get to more later. They're kind of speeding up the process during this, but I think they've done a pretty good job so far, at least spreading them out and not like making everything they have ports.
Right. Yeah. Peppered them in with other things.
Also,
this was a pretty port-heavy direct, but I mean, it was also a much smaller one. But
and it wasn't all Wii U ports. So,
right.
Yeah. But with this, thing is, I didn't get any of the DLC characters or the 3DS only characters, so this has double the roster. This might be. I could see myself wanting to go back to Hyrule Warriors at some point. And if this thing goes down in price, I might get, one of the things I should get this, I don't have to worry about the Wii version, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that's one of those things, big if.
Yeah. Definitely not my thing, I just don't like Muso games, but glad that other people get the experience on the Switch. So.
And they added stuff for the 3DS version, like being able to switch characters in battle and that kind of, and just some stuff that just makes it better.
Breath of the Wild costumes.
Indeed.
Let's go.
I would actually, I want to know who. I kind of wish they added the champions.
Yeah.
That would have been.
But you get to finally play as Breath of the Wild Zelda, like we thought we were going to in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
You just get to fight thousands of useless enemies.
Yep. Good. All right. So, are you ready for the biggest game announcement of Direct?
Jeff, I can't handle it. Just do it.
Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Countdown to Spring includes a story mode.
Oh, I'm gonna have to turn the audio down on that part. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, like I said, Countdown to Spring includes a story mode. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this real quick. The Power Tour, whatever the last one is for the
it was terrible.
No, like
apparently
that one. Yeah, that one was from the first time. Obviously, this was low effort. This is garbage. This, on the other hand, it's like, okay, they're actually putting effort in this.
Yeah, which is kind of funny that they like so quickly went back to it, but this almost feels like, okay, we gotta correct this.
Yeah.
We can't just let that lie. We can't just let that game lie. Which, I mean, honestly, like, I'm okay with saying that like, everything I saw of that game, it was, like, really, really bad. But, honestly, that was, like, maybe that and, like, Star Fox are, like, the only times I can think of in recent years that Nintendo first party has just dropped the ball. Like, every other game is usually, like...
And here's the thing. With those two games in particular, you could tell right away for the most part. It may take a little longer with Star Fox, but I think most people figured out pretty quick. Like, yeah, these probably aren't the best games.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just more low effort.
I was down on Star Fox from the minute that trailer started. That E3 trailer.
And again, the tennis...
So are you interested in Mario Tennis? I don't think I ever played a Mario Tennis game. So I don't even know like how they control or like what they're like. Like, is it as fun as Mario Kart? Because like it doesn't excite me. Just watching Mario Tennis does not excite me. But
I don't think any of the sports games reach Mario Kart for the most part.
Yeah.
Maybe the one that's closest is Strikers or whatever, the soccer game, potentially. But I probably played at least every single kind of the sports game just throughout my life. Yeah, I've always enjoyed them for the most part. But I have some interest in this because again, be fun. Take it around. The story mode looks neat. Yeah. So it's one of those things. If this is a $60 game, hell no.
It will be. Yeah. It's Nintendo. It will be. I would bet that it's going to be a $60 game. Yeah. I'm a little surprised they didn't go golf because that seems to be the hot thing right now with Golf Story and everybody's golf.
I agree, and a lot of people said that, but I think the reason partly is for this, because like you kind of said, it's like they got to make up for the last one, right? And I think since they had that, I think they just kind of built off that thing, especially with so bare bones. They kind of used what they had there to make this.
Right? I mean, like visually, it looked really good. Like especially when they showed the story mode and you saw like the grass in the background and stuff. It looked like Odyssey, like grass. Like the surroundings looked about as like high texture and good as Odyssey. So I mean, it looks like there's a lot of thought put into
this. This is one
I hope this would be like a dumb, fun multiplayer game that we can play in the room.
I
hope that
that's what I'm gonna wait to see about. Like I said, I had slight interest in this because Mario Sport games are fun. They have good solid sports mechanics and just some of the wackiness that brings it up for us at least. I think. Yeah. Obviously, I'm definitely not getting this anywhere close to day one right now. I want to see how the reviews on all that stuff. So, like, how's the gameplay? Is it trash like the last one? And I guess how the story mode is. Yeah. And how varied that is for how long. Yeah.
I guess this is just one of the ones, like, they have to sell me on it because just immediately looking at Mario Tennis, it doesn't excite me like Mario Kart or Mario Party or any of these others. I look at it and I'm like, I want to do that. Mario Tennis, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I need more.
Yeah. I don't know, all these kind of sport games and stuff, like, as long as they're good games, like, it's a good way to fill up that roster. And, have good, solid multiplayer games.
Yeah, I'm not anti-Mario Tennis. I just need to wait and see.
Okay, next game. Ys 8. Lakamosa of Dana. I probably butchered that last part. Japan, what are you doing? Okay, it comes out this summer. Yep. And it came out last year on PS4 and Vita, and it's the first new Ys game in about a decade.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm aware of the Ys whatever series. I've never really like looked at them, so this is like kind of my first look at it. It looks like the really bad version of the Tales type JRPG.
Apparently, this is actually a really good game.
It just I don't think I can go through. I have to limit myself to a few of these long, insane JRPGs. And this one looks way too generic to be one that I would enjoy.
I agree with that. It's one of those things like it looks fun and people like I respect their opinions on this kind of stuff. Like really like it. Yeah. So on that hand, it's like this game I'd probably like and everything on the Switch, cool. But then like you said, there are only so many of these games we can play, and like
There's just too many of them. Yeah.
Dragon Quest coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to go. Yeah, and I don't think they're expecting it to. I imagine this has a very niche thing, at least in America. I don't know. This might be huge in Japan. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so we figured this possibility, Darby, and it happened. We had DLC announced for Super Mario Odyssey.
The Luigi's back. You're Luigi Part 2, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is DLC that comes out in February. It's free, comes with new outfits, and a little mini game thing or whatever where you find Luigi. He has a little bow tie and balloons, and you go hide a balloon for 30 seconds, and then you go find balloons for 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's actually like some other real person has hidden the balloon somewhere, and you have to go find it. Seems neat. Very like not much to it, and I imagine it won't be fun for very long. But it's a little thing to bring you back.
I think it's more like, well, at one hand it's free, so there's that definitely, and like you said, it's one thing be fun for a little bit, but probably quickly get kind of stale.
Probably. I mean, at least I imagine you can do this in like all the different kingdoms, right? So like,
I imagine. I think,
or is it only New Donk?
I think we saw at least 2. I think we saw another one in New Donk. I can't remember that.
If it's only New Donk, then that will get boring very fast. But if it's all the kingdoms, then yeah, I guess.
I gotta imagine it is. I imagine New Donk is one of the better ones to do it for, but
that would be the one that I would show off in the demo. Yeah, but
yeah.
I can look. As you move on.
Okay. Like, hopefully we get more DLC, but
that one's not very substantial, but it's also free, so it's.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Maybe
costumes,
quote unquote major direct. They'll announce a kingdom because Mario just came out. So if they have a new kingdom thing, being not hear that for a while, it could be an E3 announcement, release later thing. So we'll see. Now for me personally, exciting DLC. We got DLC announcement for Mario Plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
We did.
DLC comes out in the spring. Get a whole new world and story and new playable character. Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, he's here.
So, I'm actually... this is one of the things that got me excited the most.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like, okay, new character. Jumping in his thought Jungle was like, is he who I think it is? Donkey Kong was like, yes!
So, have they been, like, in the game where they, like, broken off into stories? Like, do you have an idea of how long a new story would be? Like,
if it's just a king...
or a new king, or however they phrased it.
World or whatever, if it's the same amount as that world... It's like a quarter of the game. They're only 4. I mean, and obviously I put in like 30-something hours, so they're pretty substantial.
Cool.
So I'm excited about this.
Yeah. And bringing in Donkey Kong, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
I was wondering what they're going to do with this. Like, so are they going to... Because normally, our characters have a whole rabbit counterparts. Like, are they going to bring someone who has a rabbit counterpart or whatever? It's like, well, obviously they did that because there's Rabbid Donkey Kong. Spoilers for the first boss and first trailer of this game. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and definitely have impressions that when that comes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next thing, I'm surprised this was still a thing. Payday 2 comes out February 27th.
Was it Payday? Like, they had a Payday announcement.
That was like a year ago.
A year ago, was that Payday 1?
That was Payday 2.
Oh, so why did they re-announce Payday 2?
This was more announcing the release date, I think.
Okay.
And the fact, hey, exclusive character for a little bit. I don't know how much characters affect that game. I never played Payday 2.
I never played Payday. But
I actually played one mission, maybe.
Payday always sounded interesting to me.
Yeah.
And it's very weird that Payday just seems so random to be ported to the Switch out of all games, but...
I mean,
it makes the Switch's lineup more diverse. Here's a more mature game of weird clown men shooting people and pulling off heists and stuff.
I mean, if it's a good port, it might do well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know people like to play that game, like multiplayer with friends, and you like do your heist and stuff. It'd be fun. So I mean, if a bunch of people have a Switch and you all have it, like, I could see that being fun. But I don't know how well it'll do. We'll see. I mean.
Now, the reason we knew this direct was coming. Faye. So, show a little trailer. I don't think it's that much from what we've already seen. But they announced it's coming out February 16th. And
by the way, this thing just says hide the balloons throughout the world. It doesn't say anything in particular. And I'm not gonna look any more in depth. So.
I feel like in the trailer we saw at least one other kingdom. I might be wrong though.
Anyway.
Let's move on. Yeah. Faye comes out February 16th, and it is also coming out on like everything else. Just EA. It's fine.
I'm down.
I'm down for this game.
I'm definitely down.
Especially since, and I guess we'll go into it later, not really anything else like me and you in particular interested in next month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Nice little 3D platformer on our Switch.
Yeah. I'm definitely, I imagine it'll be a cheaper game. And
yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Art style, like I've said 1,000 times, very Ori and the Blind Forest. I really like it. Just the gameplay seems interesting. It seems like it's just going to be an awesome little like artsy, just fun experience there. And I mean, just looking at it makes me happy. Like it just visually looks awesome.
I was that's kind of the same day as Bayonetta on the Switch.
No, interesting. Yeah. Is Far Cry 5 in February? Or is that's March now?
Yeah, it's March.
I don't even know. I don't even think I'm going to buy it immediately, but we'll see.
Okay, next thing, Celeste. Little indie game thing. Comes out January 25th, so not long from now. It's from the Towerfall Ascension dev, Matt Makes Games, and it's also coming out on all their consoles.
Yeah, looked interesting.
Yeah.
I know no one has a face.
No one has a face,
No one has a face.
It's hard to make faces with those sprites.
I mean, like, it looks like a very pretty, like, 2D game like that. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll probably forget it exists, but you never know.
Yeah. Next thing, another Wii U port, Darby. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Now, remind me, Jeff, are you one of these people that, one of the 3 people that played this game and say that it's one of the best platformers of all time?
I have it. I played a little of it, but it's one of those things that just got busy.
Okay, so you're not. I thought you were one of those. I was wrong. Yeah.
It comes out May 4th, and it adds Funky Mode.
Funky Mode.
A.K.A. Easy Mode, where you play as Funky Kong.
Everything they said in there, I was like, this doesn't sound like something I would want. This sounds terrible. When it's like, oh, the spikes won't hurt you. Nothing will hurt you. You can just, like, fly through the level and nothing will happen. You won. I'm like, it's like none of that sounds good.
Yeah, this is easy mode, but I appreciate the logic behind it. Like, you're just playing a character that's too cool to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. It's fun. Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun for.
Because this is a hard game.
It'll be good for like kids and stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's the thought process behind
it. Yeah. It was just a weird selling point. It was like, look, it's Funky Kong. Yeah. It was just very weird, but now people who play this game love this game. Oh, yeah. So like. I have never liked the art style in this game. I think the game looks kind of ugly, which I rarely say for Nintendo games. I do not like the way this game looks, but everyone says that it's very good, so I believe them. I don't think that many people would say that if it's,
Is one I am interested in. Because one thing I don't have.
Do you think you would rebuy it, even though you have?
I paid like $10 for the other one. I got it on sale.
A Nintendo game went on sale?
Yeah. It's weird.
That's a rarity. So yeah. You found a rare.
It was Black Friday or something, so I got like $10. So, and I think it already started out at $50, so I can't imagine this game's going to be full price.
I would hope not.
Yeah. So I think this is one of those Wii U ports that actually do pretty well because just more and more since we've gotten away from this game, people here are like, "Hey, this game's actually really good."
Yeah. I saw someone like tweeted, it's like, "What if all this time?" All Retro's been working on is making Funky Mode and porting Tropical Freeze to the Switch." And then someone said, like, I hope that's true so the internet just explodes.
I mean, Funky Mode, man.
Funky Mode.
You gotta make him cool.
I mean, that takes at least 4 years of development to make Funky Mode. He's just too cool, Jeff.
Too cool.
So Kyle Bosman can't play this.
You're right. As much as he loves this game, he can't play it now.
Funky Mode. It's too cool. Funky Kong's too cool.
Yeah.
Too cool.
Yeah. Okay, and last thing. The last thing.
Probably the biggest.
One more thing.
Yeah, this was the one more.
Dark Souls Remastered.
You can get good on the Switch.
Yep.
With Dark Souls.
It comes out on May 25th. Comes out on all the consoles. No surprise there. Yeah. It includes the DLC.
Yeah. And it's coming out to everything else too. Like, not just Switch. Yeah, it's coming out to PlayStation and Xbox and all
Same
that.
day.
Yep, and PC. Yep. So, I mean, obviously, talking about it from the Switch angle, it's cool. Like, this is obviously the first time a Souls game has been on a Nintendo platform.
Yep, and that list of third parties was not lying when it had From Software on there.
It was not lying. Here we are. Here we are. Very interesting. I'm very, very, very interested to see how this sells on Switch. Like, if people want to buy this on Switch. I'm just thinking, like, I don't like, these games are very hard, very crushing hard, and like you have to have your reflexes just down. I don't think I would want to play Dark Souls on a Switch Joy-Con when I could play it on a PlayStation controller. Maybe that's just me, but like that doesn't.
Now, here's the thing I've seen multiple people say, Darby. That they'll buy the PS4 version and the Switch version.
Oh my god.
Because Dark Souls fans are crazy.
Souls fans are crazy. I don't doubt there are people that will do that. But
yeah. And then, some people are like, hey, just Souls on the go. Screw it.
I mean, especially for an older game that you probably already played, even if the controller's not the best for it. It's like you can play it on the go.
Now, the thing that might hurt this thing the most is they put out the sheets for like frame rate and the resolution, all that kind of stuff. On TV, I think resolution matches the PS4 and stuff, at least the base one. And Xbox. It's obviously 720p on the handheld, which obviously the way it's going to be. And it's 30 frames per second on the Switch, no matter which one it is.
Yeah. And
60 on the other ones.
That's big for this game.
Yeah.
That's big for that.
I think that's going to hurt more than the portability.
Probably. Like, I could see a future where this does not run good on the Switch, and it's reviewed way, more poorly on the Switch than the other ones.
When people review this, they're going to have PS4 version, Switch version.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, you'd have to do that for most games, but especially this one. Especially this one. So, Jeff, just want to talk a little bit about just overall of the Direct. It was, definitely, obviously, compared to people's expectations, this almost always happens, but especially in this case, this was way smaller and, way underwhelming compared to people's expectations. I think...
Just real quick. The way people are hyping it, they're going to be disappointed no matter what.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was going to happen no matter what, but and I think, like, the majority of people being... disappointed and their expectations not being met is the people's fault for hyping it up more than it should. I think that's where the majority of the blame lies there. But that being said, I do think Nintendo fanned the flames on this one a little bit.
A little bit.
I like the trolling on Twitter and stuff. It was like, while it was really fun and it was like, funny to watch and like I'm happy it happened because it gave me joy. Doing that kind of thing is a way of building it up in itself. Like, not saying anything and teasing it like that is a build-up. And I felt like if they were going to tease it like that and do these type of things, that they were going to have more to offer here than they did. So I think that was kind of a bad on them. And just like regardless of like if this was the expectation or not here, regardless, it is midway through January. I just bought this console a few months ago, and I'm very excited about this console, and I really, really want to play the Switch because I just want to support it, and I want to be, I want to pick it up. Right now, looking forward, I wish that I had more obvious reasons to pick up my Switch. And not that, like, obviously I played Mario and Zelda, and like that was why I had the Switch on all the time, but for the first time since I got the Switch, I haven't played the Switch in like 2 weeks or a week and a half, and I've been playing my PlayStation every day again. And not that like that's a bad thing. I'm going to go back and forth between these consoles and stuff, and PlayStation's probably always going to be my main one because there's more games there. I do wish that I had more of an outlook on what I'm going to be playing. And for right now, there's not many announced games coming up for the Switch that I'm very interested in. So I hope we get something new. I don't like if we don't get a big direct until like E3 time, that's going to be a problem.
Okay, I got multiple things to say about that, so I'm going to be kind of rambling.
I was just rambling, so now you can be rambling.
Okay, so about my expectations for this direct. I think we said it last week, even before all this stuff happened. I think our expectations were a little lower than most people's. Yeah. In general, we expected maybe one or two big things, but we didn't get that obviously. And especially since we did not. It kept on going and going. We didn't get an announcement. I kept on thinking, okay, with all the people saying this, like including Resetter, like administrator, the mods, like with sources saying it's happening on Thursday. Like, okay, I feel like it's happening. They haven't announced it. Right. Like on Wednesday night, it's like there's probably not going to be that big of a thing. Then obviously when I got up, I saw it. Like I didn't even see your text or whatever. I just kind of looked on my phone. I looked on Facebook. I just
woke up and saw it.
I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw many. I was like, okay, this is why they haven't announced. They didn't announce it. They just threw it out there. So my expectations going in were kind of lower at that point. So in that regard, this probably surpassed it in ways because it was 15 minutes. We got a lot of games. I mean, again, they were ports and stuff, but this is kind of stuff that...
Just, very quick. The only thing is, yes, seeing Mini and seeing the time length or whatever, that, that should set your expectations right, literally right before you watch the thing. But I feel like it would have been smarter for Nintendo to get ahead of that before. I need to have my expectations set before I'm literally clicking on the thing. If I had known this was going to be a mini direct 2 days ago, it would probably be easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Nintendo's fans, as far as that goes, the way you look at it, they didn't expect people to know about it. Their plan was just to release it hey, here's just stuff.
But they obviously knew that people knew about it because they were teasing it and doing all this. So, yeah.
But thing about that is I don't know. This is just maybe the business apologist me. I mean, I don't know. It's it's hard to change those plans and announce stuff.
It is. And it's hard to what are you going to go say, hey, stop being excited? Yeah. I mean, that's also...
Yeah, that's also... Good. Yeah, he was they should have done our expectations. Nintendo's going to go and say, hey, guys, it's not as big as you thought, so...
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah. It's not going to be that great. So, yeah. For I guess. And as far as stuff going in the future, I agree, right now, it's kind of light as far as new games go, because as far as, Switch exclusive stuff goes, we got... That's brand new. Mm-hmm. We have Kirby. We have Mario Tennis. I think that's all.
Yeah, and this is just obvious, and also I mean I can't tie everything back to what I want because they're what Nintendo offers and what I want do not cross as much as with you and with some other people, and that's why I haven't had a Nintendo console since the Wii, and that's why I play most of my games on PlayStation and stuff. So I understand that it's not going to be a constant barrage of things I want, but just at the same time, I just wish that while I'm interested in Kirby and Sonic Tennis and all that, Sonic Tennis, Mario Tennis,
they can do it,
and all this stuff. I just want more direct. I wish that I want news on Octopath and some of these other ones in Fire Emblem and the games that I want to know.
Yeah, as far as stuff I'm surprised when there, but again, it was a smaller direct, and I'm going to get to reasons to maybe why that makes sense to me. Octopath, Fire Emblem, and Yoshi are the ones I'm surprised we kind of see, but Yoshi less so now because they got Kirby and Donkey Kong in the first half of the year, so I think Yoshi's getting pushed back to September-ish.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was unexpected, so that
that's the. I don't think they're gonna have the 2D platformers that close together. Right. Even though they kind of go for different audience in a way, they're varying degrees as far as intensity. Donkey Kong being the most, Kirby may be in the middle-ish, Yoshi just kind of relaxing in comparison. But I'm just gonna do this. Not defending Nintendo, but it's kind of maybe getting your expectations, just other people's expectations, and potential check for this year. Emily, I think it was Emily Rogers, who, if people remember, was one of the main people talking about the NX and Switch stuff a year ago. She's now a mod on Resetera, so she was posting stuff. She kind of said so people know this is going to be a more port/third-party heavy year for Nintendo, after Mario and Zelda last year. There's not going to be as much stuff from Nintendo, or at least as much big stuff like Metroid, example she said, Metroid and Pokemon being next year, which is not unexpected whatsoever. No. But there's still going to be a really good year for Nintendo. Just pretty much saying, don't expect a bunch of the crazy bits.
I mean, I think we all know it's not going to be 2017,
But as far as the information we got here and potentially for the leading up to E3, there's going to be another direct before E3. They had January stuff before.
There has to be.
Just looking at the past years for Nintendo, and I understand you wouldn't know this stuff as well, and other people. I understand that. Especially since I had a Wii U, so I've been following the trends for longer. They usually have a direct around January-ish or whatever. A regular one. Yeah. And then they have at least another one, and then one or two game-specific directs before E3. So we're getting another one. I'd bet money on that.
When do you think we're getting
No, here's the thing.
Like, my expectation was like the big one here, and then the smaller ones after, like they did last year. They had the big conference, and then they had here's the Fire Emblem Direct, here's the Nindies presentation.
There are multiple ways I can see them potentially going about this. I guess you can let me know like how you feel about each of those ones. In the past, and some people argue about how good of a thing this is, when Nintendo has a mini direct, they tend to have a big direct within 3 weeks. So we could be getting that, but a lot of those trends are from like early in the Wii U's life cycle, so those trends don't necessarily mean as much now. The most recent we got that was like 2016ish. But the different reasons you can say those trends don't make sense. I'm not going to go into that here, but so that's something that could happen. Yeah, they could have a Nindy Direct soon. They could have a bunch of mini directs. I'm expecting a regular direct by April.
I would hope so. I mean, and just the thing is, there's also, I mean, like, there's us, like, the big hardcore people doing this to think of, but then there's a lot of people, new Nintendo fans, or at least, like, Nintendo fans that skipped the Wii U and are back now or whatever. And those people, like, the people who picked up a Switch over Christmas or, like, earlier or whatever, and once they get through Mario and Zelda, you need to, like, hurry up and get something in their hands that they're going to play, or else you risk them, like, forgetting about this console, kind of like they did with the Wii U or the Wii. The Wii kind of fell out of the mainstream thing, and I just worry about that, because it's just, I mean, not that, like, I think everything will be fine. I'm not trying to say, like, I think they'll figure this out. I just don't want to wait until, like, the middle of the summer for them to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to, next time we hear something's E3 or something like some people are thinking. But I can imagine, like, if that whole 3 weeks thing is not true, we get this mini directs just so they have, like, the smaller stuff / ports and stuff just kind of spread out for the year. Then have a bigger direct just focusing on the big guns. At some point, maybe coinciding with the year's 1 year anniversary. Early March, late February.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways to go. I'm not too worried about this, because they need to get the Wii U ports out, because people actually do kind of want those. Again, like you said, people who don't have a Wii U, those are new games to those people. Right. They may not be as nice looking, all that kind of stuff, but they're still new games.
Yeah, it's not as sexy and exciting to us, but, like, to a lot of people, those are new games. Yeah. All right, Jeff, well, let's move on to the other news, because that was about an hour's worth of Nintendo talk for you. There you go. An hour. It's more like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I just remembered, we're going to talk about more about Nintendo, because I forgot about the game I put together for this.
I completely forgot about the game. I forgot it's the new part of our podcast.
We're not going to do it now, but we'll do it after we get done with the rest of the news, which isn't crazy amounts, so let's get to it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so we're starting with some Nintendo news real quick. There was another Nintendo game announcement that wasn't in this. And, so, based on the upcoming hit movie starring Ryan Reynolds, Detective Pikachu has been confirmed for a worldwide release. Episodes 1 and 2 or whatever, because it's episodic for some reason. It's coming out March 23rd, and just so people know, Danny DeVito is not voicing Pikachu.
Very sad, but I can confirm I watched the trailer before this. The voice is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Trailer looks solid to me.
It just looks so ridiculous, but it's very Japanese. But
I think it's going to be very kid-friendly, but just for that, it looks like a very solid game. It's like it'd be at least fun maybe to watch some cutscenes or something.
I need to see more of what the actual gameplay is, but
I think it's pretty simple from what I heard.
Visually, it looks better. Like, not that it looks good, it's
a 3DS game,
but it looks better than I thought it would for like being Detective Pikachu and being a 3DS game.
Yeah.
Very strange. Pikachu talking in a very like raspy Italian voice is very strange. Mm-hmm. Very, very strange.
Indeed. Okay, so I guess all we got to say about that. Next thing, this comes from Alex Gilidov from IGN. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on March 20th, Ubisoft announced. The remaster will include all the game's add-on content and 2 bonus missions, the Armor of Sir Gun quest and the Siege of Fort de Sable. The game will also feature the Master Templar and Explorer packs, which contain customization items, weapons, and special outfits, like Bayek's legacy outfit from Assassin's Creed Origins.
Pretty sure it's Bayek.
Bayek? I don't know.
That's what I've heard people say.
Yeah, they probably played it, so. They probably know more than me.
They did. So cool for Assassin's Creed fans, which neither of us are one of them. But there you go, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
More Assassin's Creed. Mm-hmm. And if rumors are true, March 20th, like the 20 range, it's gonna be a busy time for games. We'll get into more of that later.
Yep.
Okay. This also comes from Alex Yudov from IGN. The ESRB has published a rating for Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition, indicating the JRPG might soon be getting some sort of re-release. Not much is currently known about this Royal Edition since the ESRB description is identical to the original title. However, it seems likely this package version would bundle the base game with all of 15's post-launch content, which includes the Gladiolus, Prompto, and Ignis story episodes, and the Comrades multiplayer DLC. Also, according to the rating, it seems the re-release will only be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which isn't all too surprising considering the core game has yet to launch on PC.
I loved it. Like, everyone, myself included, was like, after how long the development cycle was for 15, there's no way they'll ever make their money back or make money on it and stuff. And then Square Enix was just like, challenge accepted. We will just release this game, re-release this game, release it on mobile, do DLC, do everything else. Like, you will never, Final Fantasy 15 will never end for the next 30 years. To continuously, the game will
and it's sold well. I think it's one of the top selling games for Japan for the last little bit.
No, and they keep adding all this other stuff. Some of it's paid. So, like, they're making money on this game still. It's kind of insane. They must still have, like, a full team of people working on Final Fantasy 15. Like, even ever since it launched. It's kind of crazy. But there you go.
We will.
Yet another release of Final Fantasy 15.
Now, I was okay with them adding stuff because it was free and we haven't got to me yet, so our experience is better. Now they're doing this. We haven't even played ours.
What is the % chance of a Switch port of some kind? They did the chibi thing for phones. Yeah. It's the entire game. Like, all the dialogue and all the cutscenes and everything, the battle system, everything is the same. It's just chibis. And you can play it on your smartphone. I feel like the Switch could do better than that, but it probably couldn't do the actual base game.
I feel like it's going to be a kind of less good-looking version of the PS4 version. I don't think they're going to do the chibi one.
It'd probably take a lot of work to make yet another version of the game. Yeah. So, I would say probably not. Like, they probably won't do it, but I think there's a chance.
I'd say 50-50.
Yeah. There's a chance.
That's something that has been rumored.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next thing.
The best news story.
Yep. Okay. We talked about this developers of the game, Witcher 3. So, well, let's get into it, Darby. CD Projekt Red's game Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter account posted for the first time in about 4 years and posted this. Beep.
Beep. B-E-E-P.
And indicate, like, it's just a sound.
Yep. Literally, like, the account has not posted since, like, 2012 or 2013 or whatever. I think someone said that their last post was winning Machinima's Trailer of the Year 2013, which is just kind of hilarious because now it's 2018 and the game's still not. So, I imagine there's going to be more things. This was, like, it's starting back up, and, like, I imagine it maybe before or at least E3 we're going to see...
Yeah,
big Cyberpunk thing.
You think we're going to see something about this by E3, like at least during E3?
Yeah, like at the very latest at E3.
They can't do this and not show anything anytime soon.
No, this is. I think this is a sign of like, okay, we're getting towards. We're now in the marketing phase of Cyberpunk. Like, we're officially like gearing up for the release. So when do you think? Like, if they're starting the marketing cycle for it, like this is the very first thing. When do you see this game coming out?
Next year.
I say like around this time next year.
Yeah.
That's what I see. Around the springtime. Like probably a little later than this, like February, March.
April.
Or April. Yeah. I'm excited just because Witcher 3 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Not probably, it is one of my favorite games of all time. Hot take, maybe we'll have a whole discussion on this. As much as, I've like gushed over Breath of the Wild forever and ever, I think I like The Witcher 3 more than Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like not like they're like competing for anything. It's just that's just the internal Darby thing. But
internal Darby. The more you know. Okay. Okay. Sales time, Darby.
Sales time.
Not really much here, but Yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, this comes from Brian Ashcraft from Kotaku. Over the past few years, the console market in Japan, both hardware and software sales, have been sluggish. In 2017, however, that changed. According to Famitsu, hardware sales experienced a huge spike in 2017 compared to the previous year. In 2016, Japanese hardware sales were at 117.05 billion yen, or 1.05 billion, while in 17 that jumped to 202.37 billion yen, or 1.81 billion. So about an 800 million jump.
Yeah, it's great. Like,
in US dollars.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I imagine it has to be because of the Switch, right?
Oh yeah, it goes into later. Like the Switch was a big part of it, and the fact I think PS4 is doing pretty well there right now too.
That's good too. Yeah. I mean, just because handheld is so popular in Japan, and the Switch is a handheld.
And I added partly this because it kind of goes along with it, and also according to Famitsu, Splatoon 2 is the first console game to sell over 2 million units in 8 years.
Damn.
And the last one was like
That
Wii Play
sucks.
or something.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot more people in America, but like, that sucks.
Yeah, and it also goes to show how much Japan loves Splatoon 2.
I mean, just think about like Uncharted 4 came out and immediately sold like 5 million, right?
Yeah.
That sucks. Japan. But at least it's growing again, finally.
Yeah, I mean, things are going well there, and Switch is obviously selling well. Splatoon 2 is doing amazing over there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Super Mario Odyssey is also doing well, too. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers. Final Fantasy 15 is also doing really well.
15's doing well everywhere. It's insane. Never would have saw that.
Okay, and last bit of news we have here. I feel like we do this kind of story thing every little month or so, but whatever.
I like them.
Yeah. Sony sold 5.9 million PS4s during the holiday season, putting the total PS4 sales at 73.6 million as of December 31st.
I actually thought they were higher than 73, but like that's still very impressive.
Yeah. I think when we talked about it, it had like half of these holiday sales anyway, like it was in November. So it wasn't as big as a jump.
Right. I mean, 73 is still crazy.
Yeah.
Still so many, and we're still...
Can't stop, won't stop.
We're still at least like a year and a half from the PS5 at least, so...
Sony's projecting or / aiming for 20 million this year.
Good lord.
Same as Nintendo.
We'll see. We'll see with both of them.
We'll see.
I question Nintendo's 20 million a little bit. It just seems very lofty. Not that it would be a bad thing if they like got less than that. I thought that what they got this year was insane, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so Darby, it's time for a game.
It is. I went 3 for 5 last week, right?
Yeah. This is a little different though.
Oh, okay.
This is actually So I tried to come up with questions like a bunch of since we have Nintendo stuff, like we have some Nintendo questions. So this isn't going to be a quiz, it's going to be a game. Nintendo themed. The game's called Do They Have a Smash Trophy?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay, so the way this game works, I got 10
Sorry, go ahead.
hypothetical trophies.
Yes.
And you got to tell me, is it a real trophy? And Smash Brothers for Wii U, specifically.
Right.
Or is it not? So
this makes it hard because freaking Rayman got a trophy and he wasn't in the game.
See, good thing I didn't put Rayman on here.
Mm.
That's one of those things we're giving away. So yeah, I'm gonna name the character and then I'm gonna name the series to make it easier. And you tell me yes or no. And I picked stuff that I knew you would know. I'm not like I'm just gonna put like an obscure Xenoblade character on here or make something up.
Overly large breast girl number 5.
Yeah. No, regular Xenoblade already. 2's not in there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and I guess to remember, this might help you. Smash Wii U came out like 2014 or something, so keep that in mind. So let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Number 1, Waluigi from the Mario series.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Totally.
Yes. Okay, so...
I wouldn't say he has his own throne next to Knack, but maybe he's the prince. You know, he's right under there.
Okay.
Right under there.
Number 2, Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Huh. It's weird because... are you allowed to answer this? Like, are you allowed to answer, did they add trophies, like, after the base game? Like, later on when they were putting DLC characters in there?
Yes.
Okay. Because like I highly doubt that Street Fighter was part of the original plan in 2014.
No.
So they added them with DLC characters, like, or just like randomly throughout the.
They added tropes for DLC. With DLC.
Then yes.
No. The only Street Fighters were Ryu and Ken.
Dang. I thought Chun-Li would make the cut there, but
yeah,
I guess if you only literally
that's what I was hoping.
Yep.
Yeah. Waluigi was admittedly the easiest one.
They had to throw the Waluigi fans a bone.
Plus, he's an assist trophy. I was wondering if you remember that or not.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Big the Cat from Sonic.
Oh, gosh. I imagine they have more Sonic trophies than, like, other third parties, because Sonic is
I'm going to say this about, like, every... I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to say to just kind of give context, potentially other stuff. They come up, I'll say them, but... Yeah, like for every series, there's more than just the playable characters and stuff.
Granted, there's a lot of Sonic characters. I don't feel good about this either way, but I'm gonna say no.
Correct.
Yeah.
They have like all the Sonic friends, but big.
There's a lot of Sonic characters.
There are, but like all the like the main ones.
They have the crocodile dude.
I think they did.
Okay.
Wii Fit balance board.
As a trophy. That's so ridiculous. I'm going to say yes, because I don't think you would have come up with that.
I would have, and yeah, it is a trophy.
Okay.
It's actually a stage.
Huh?
It's actually a trophy for a stage, apparently.
Yeah. Like a trophy tied to the stage or something? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I thought you were saying like that whole stage we were just on a giant balance board that whole time. I just didn't realize it. So I'm 2 for 3?
You're 3 for 4.
3 for 4.
You're doing pretty good, Darby. Yeah, this one I didn't have a set thing. It's just like, we'll just go through it and see.
Yeah,
doing pretty good so
I
far.
just want to keep up with my...
Okay. Number 5. Impa from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. For context for this, they have different versions for some characters for different games.
Different games, okay. So if it was some other Impa, it wouldn't count. Like it has to be Impa Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Yeah. By me, I wanted to just shout yes, but there are also lots of Zelda characters. But there are lots of Smash Bros. Trophies.
There are.
But there are lots of Zelda games. I'm gonna... I also don't feel good about this, but I'm gonna say no.
Correct.
Hey!
Maybe
look at
as
me.
tricky as I thought.
Look at me. Yeah. Do they have some other Impa in there or something?
They have Skyward Sword.
Lame.
I was thinking about putting that. I was like, put Ocarina. For that one might be an easy because it's the most recent one at the time.
I didn't feel good about that, so I wouldn't say that was easy.
Entei from Pokemon.
Yikes. There are lots of Pokemon.
I picked one I knew you knew.
Wait. He's or at least in the other, in Brawl, he was totally a support thing. Like, does that mean you're a trophy?
I can't say.
Yes. Entei's in there.
Yes.
Okay.
I was wondering if you're going to remember that.
I can't exactly remember if he was still a support trophy in the Wii U, but I know he was in Brawl at least. I do know that. Okay. But I mean, you could have done a low blow with Pokemon. Entei's one of the few that I know.
No, that's the thing. I was trying to pick things you know.
Yeah.
You're really good, Darby. Man, I made these tricky enough.
I'm winning something.
Micaiah from Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.
She's the white-haired one.
Yes,
the white-haired
main
girl.
character.
There are lots of Fire Emblems, and Radiant Dawn came out a long time ago, and this is post-Awakening, right?
Yes.
How long post-Awakening?
Couple years. I mean, Lucina.
Yeah, so long enough for that to be popular enough to where they'll shove a bunch of those in there. Oh yeah, Robin's in this game. I mean, it was later on, but still. They're gonna put a lot of Awakening characters for sure. Probably even some Fates just later. So now, would they go for Micaiah or would they go for Soth or whatever first, or whatever his name was, green-haired dude? That's the question.
Okay, they have both, Darby.
I'm just gonna will it into existence. Yes.
No.
Okay.
They do have Soft though. They didn't have as many trophies for Fire Emblems you would think.
Interesting. They had to hold back somewhere.
Yeah. Pauline from Mario.
No.
Yes.
Dang. Just didn't think Pauline had as much to draw back then. Now, if it was a Smash now, then like New Donk City.
I think
Pauline
they put her in from the Donkey Kong vs. Mario series from the 3DS.
Dang.
I put Mario there, but technically they have her as a Donkey Kong trophy. I feel like if I said that, that might give it away.
Yeah.
Because you would normally think Mario.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing good, Darby. You got 5 out of 8 so far.
Okay. I'm on a losing streak, but
Inkling from Splatoon.
I want to immediately say she just because I identify the Inkling as the girl Inkling, but she should be in the game if she is in the trophy. When did Splatoon come out?
2015.
2015.
2015.
Wait, they even put Inkling hats and stuff in there and like costumes for the. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Hey. How do I remember all these things? How do I remember that they put Inkling hats in there? I just remember the little like Mii's running around.
They added
and,
with those costumes. It was kind of those things like that's kind of a trick one.
Yeah.
Number 10, the final one. Doing very good, Darby. Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, geez. I didn't even think about them putting Final Fantasy trophies in there. They probably... Well, if Ryu, they only put one other one in there, so they probably only put like one other one in there for Cloud. Sephiroth would be a go-to. What's my record? I'm like 6 and 8 or something like that. 6 and 9.
Yeah, I got 6 out of 9 so far.
I'm over halfway sure. Yes.
No.
Dang.
Cloud's I think the only one for Final Fantasy.
Really?
Yeah.
Lame.
6 out of 10. You got over 500, Darby.
Yet again. Well, there you go. I won something. I did all right. I did okay, Jeff. I did worse than it seemed like I was going to do.
Did you have fun with that, Darby?
I did. That was good. I liked that a lot. That was a good game.
Thank you.
I was expecting just multiple choice questions again, but I'm glad.
I'm trying to mix it up.
I want you to mix it up. I like it.
When I have inspiration, I got to go with it.
I wish that I could turn this around on you, but I don't think I can think up good games like that. Maybe I can do it just once and just surprise you in it. Like you come here thinking that you're asking me questions, and then I just spin on you, and then it's probably really bad. But we'll see. All right, Jeff, ready for the main topic?
Main topic.
We're going to be talking about 2018 releases and what we think. We're going to answer 3 questions with them. Number 1, will it succeed commercially? At least 3 in mind. Will it succeed commercially? Number 2, will it be reviewed well? And number 3, are we going to buy it? Was there a 4th one?
I think the 4th one was you think fans will like it, but that kind of goes for review slightly.
Yeah, okay. I guess if you think there's going to be some divide between reviews and fans, you can say so in there. Yeah. So those questions, we're going to go through like all the known 2018 releases,
or at least the ones GameSpot had.
All the ones that obviously not everyone in existence, but all the ones that we thought of and all the ones we saw here. So Jeff, let's get started on it.
Okay, the first ones we're gonna go through ones with dates, and they're gonna be in order. I'll say the dates, just kind of to remind people when it's coming out and stuff. Then
I can write down Jeff/Darby if we're gonna buy it on here, just so we can keep.
We did that last time. Didn't we do the color things like me red, you blue, and then purple for both doing it?
We should do that.
Yeah,
we should do that then.
Okay. First game, Dragon Ball Fighters, January 26th.
So, do you want to be red? I know you're buying this.
I got it pre-ordered, man. I didn't pre-order the right way, so I don't get the beta early.
I don't know how to do colors. Whatever. I'm just gonna write Jeff and then figure it and then do it. Peek behind the curtain. Where's color? I don't see color on here.
Oh, it's
there. Okay. Dragon Ball Fighters. Jeff, is this going to succeed commercially?
I think so.
I think so too. People are very excited about it. It has the Dragon Ball name. I could see it probably I could see it not being like the best selling Dragon Ball like fighting game thing like that. I mean, I don't know how well they normally sell.
Really well. Xenoverse 2 sold over 5 million.
Exactly. I don't see it doing that, but I think people are going to be playing this game for years. Whereas those other games people probably drop off of. I think this is going to be an Evo. It's going to be in lots of things. Yeah. I think it's going to be a big deal. Yeah. Even if I think it's going to sell well. Maybe not the best, but it's going to be. And they're going to sell DLC characters.
I guess the thing, I've seen some people think, "Oh, this is going to sell better than Xenoverse 2," and I get the logic behind this because, hey, this there are a lot of Dragon Ball fans who don't get those games because they're technically not that great of games.
And I could see that too. Yeah, I can see that too.
But there are a fair amount of people I've seen that say they're not getting this because it's a 2D one. It looks like a phone game and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have a million characters. Because
that's why I'm saying it's not going to sell as much, because like it's a better game and it has more substance, and I think people are going to enjoy it for longer. But I could see the fan servicey games selling more because just the average fan is going to be like, oh, look at all these characters, look at all of this. Because this is not like obvious, like this is the good type of fan servicey game. Like it has like the awesome references, but they made a very good game, whereas the other ones are just like off the rails fan service, which is fine. But this is
I still think it's going to sell really well, and unless I'm forgetting one, I imagine it's going to be the best-selling Arc System game.
Yeah, you think it'll be reviewed well? I think this is going to be a solid fighter. This looks, everything looks. I mean, so right.
They also got the whole story mode thing down.
Yep.
Like whole new story, and as long as the online stuff good, the fighting things mechanic, which from all accounts looks like that's the case and everything.
I would be shocked if this game's bad. Okay, Monster Hunter World, Jeff.
Oh, by the way, it's about the fighters. Well, me and Darby will find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be playing beta tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to do the Let's Play thing for the story. So if you're okay with it, can you wait to play that so we can stream it together?
Sure.
So
we'll have to figure out something we can hear the voice acting and stuff.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Monster Hunter World, Jeff. How's it going to do commercially?
Commercially, I think it's do decent for a Monster Hunter game. I don't think it's set the world on fire, but
I don't think so either. But I think that there's enough interest in it and stuff. I think it's going to do less than probably what they're projecting. I just think that I think some of that
Capcom, so they're expecting it to sell like 10 million copies or something.
Yeah, and some of the way they're advertising this is like it's right alongside all the other PlayStation games and stuff. I don't think it's going to do anywhere near like what Spider-Man.
Now, something to remember though. It is on Xbox as well.
Yes, which helps a lot. Yeah, but I see it doing like to us. I think we're gonna be like, hey, it sold well. I think it'll be below what Capcom thinks, maybe below what Sony thinks, but I think it'll be, sell a few million would be good.
Yeah.
Reviewing. Everything looks solid. Yeah, everything looks like it's.
I think
going
Monster Hunter games
really
typically do review well.
Yeah, I think that the Monster Hunter purists are going to have problems with it, but I think it's
more streamlined.
I think it's going to bring a lot of new people into the door.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is an interesting thing I keep on seeing coming up. Just because these two games on the same day, like a bunch of people's like, what's going to do better, Fighters or Monster Hunter?
Such a weird thing to put together.
Yeah.
All right, are you going to buy Monster Hunter World, Jeff?
Nah.
I'm not.
I mean, it's a good game. I'm sure I would really like it, but it's one of those things, there's so many big games, and I don't have the time to invest in that game.
Dissidia Final Fantasy, what does NT stand for? Dissidia Final Fantasy NT, whatever that means.
I can't remember. It comes out January 30th.
Is this going to sell well commercially? I say no. I say a definitive no.
Not probably what they're expecting, and not for a Final Fantasy.
Unless Japan carries it into the sunset. Like, at least in America, I don't think. No one's talking about this game. It's coming out like right alongside Fighters.
Yeah.
I think it's going out to die.
I mean, I imagine there's some people that would be interested in this game. Like, even with everything else, which is turning people like me who love the other games off. Turning them, but yeah, it's coming out seeing them as Fighters.
Reviewing... I think it's going to be reviewed horribly. Like, I see this game being like a 5 or a 4.8 or something.
I want to
like
see that. I was thinking more in the 6, low 7 range.
I could see it being that bad. I could see it being as bad as that. Like, it just seems kind of thrown together and just doing a lot of like things very badly. I think that the people who like it will like it, but I think it's a game we will not be hearing about after it comes out. I think it'll come out. It'll be like, yikes.
Well, and then comparing it, I mean, Fighters, Monster Hunter, and Dissidia have kind of been talked about when people talk about like the late January, because all Japanese games.
Yeah.
Late January and stuff appearing. So it's like Monster Hunter and Fighters, I expect we're going to be hearing about throughout the year.
Yeah.
Dissidia.
I really see that just
I was looking forward to this game so much, but
God, it looks so bad. It just looks so bad. The fighting and the UI and just nothing about the roster's not inspiring. Like, and I love Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I wish that this was the better. I wish that if we had if one had to be good, one had to be bad. Me, selfishly, I wish that the Final Fantasy fighting game was good and the Dragon Ball one was bad because I care about Final Fantasy characters. But at this point, I'm way more excited to play the Dragon Ball game with characters I don't care about than I am Final Fantasy. It's sad. Yeah. Shadow of the Colossus, Jeff.
February 6th.
On February 6th. Yeah, I should be saying that. How is this going to sell, Jeff?
I think it's going to sell well for it being Shadow of the Colossus.
I think so too. Yeah, for it being a remake of an old game, I don't think it's gonna be selling like millions upon millions of copies. But I think it's gonna get like all the people who liked Shadow of the Colossus before, maybe some people who don't even pay attention to gaming stuff, just because Shadow of the Colossus was pretty big back then, and it's gonna get people like people like me. I don't think I'm gonna buy it, but people. Or at least not right away. But people like me who didn't really play it or didn't like it back because I was a kid. Yeah.
This could be a game, and it's really early to say this, but if we hear from people kind of like us who couldn't really handle it, I never really played, so I can't really say, who didn't care for the controls and everything, or exactly into it for control reasons, all kind of stuff, jankiness of it. Say it was really good. I can see this for us potentially like Black Friday or later when it's on sale thing.
Yeah,
it's already starting at like $40.
I see myself playing this game at some point.
Yeah,
I just not right away, but I see myself playing it at some point. Because also I think it's going to be reviewed very well. I think the only thing that could bring it down is if they don't figure out this control thing. Because people said that the builds that they've played it still had the janky controls.
I heard you can switch between the two.
Yeah, and I've heard that too. Yeah. Which. To me, it's mind blowing that you would even keep it at all. But I guess there's going to be those purists that want the janky controls, which
they know they're fans.
I don't understand. Yeah, good for them as long as they have both, so I can completely ignore the janky option. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So neither of us buying it right away, but probably
we are interested.
Later. Very interested, but not that I'm not interested.
Yeah.
February 16th, Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming to the Nintendo Switch. How do you think this is going to sell, Joe?
It's hard to say because Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 especially, but that was on the Wii U, so still doing. I guess Bayonetta 1's not decent, not great, but Bayonetta 2 obviously bombed from what I understand, but it was on the Wii U. I feel like this can sell decent.
Yeah, I'm not expecting it to do...
I don't expect it to light the world on fire.
Yeah, I think it could... I could see it not selling well. I could see it bombing again just because... I could see there being overestimating how big Bayonetta is and how much people care about it. But I could also see it getting the word of mouth and getting spread around and getting a decent amount. I don't think there's a ceiling for this. There's a decently low ceiling for this. But
it could surprise because this is the kind of game, especially since people didn't really care for the Wii U, that would potentially double dip for this.
Yeah.
Best take on the go, and then people who did not buy the Wii U that wanted Bayonetta 2, but, that being the only thing, really, they weren't going to buy it. They have a Switch now, it's okay. And then people who, this is the tipping point or whatever. And, some people who have a Switch wanting games and stuff like Bayonetta 3's coming out, here's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
I think it's going to play very well on the Switch. I think they know what they're doing at this
Reviews,
point. It's
great.
It's going to be great.
I don't think we have any out there.
I don't know, can I put myself as buying when, I definitely do not see myself buying this in February. But I do see myself, potentially getting it later on in the year. I very much want to get this game. I have too many other games to play that in a month. That's a month from now. I'm not going to be... I'm not going to have time to play this in a month.
I guess that's kind of the same thing with Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I'll leave it off then. I'm not buying it right now. Yeah. But I am very interested.
Yeah.
And you can get it. Yeah. Okay. February 20th, Jeff, Metal Gear Survive. Is this going to sell well, Jeff? There's no way to answer this question, Jeff. There's no way. Who knows? Who freaking knows?
What is well for this? Because it might sell decent just based on the Metal Gear name.
Oh, it could. This game could sell a ton. It could also sell absolutely nothing, and I wouldn't be I could see either option happening because there's too many things going on. There's the Metal Gear name that helps it, but it's kind of squandering the Metal Gear name. But it
could
also
actually be good.
Yeah, but we
haven't heard.
We haven't seen enough to say that it's going to be bad or good.
And I think it's really single player stuff. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. There's so many question marks with this game.
I can't even say how this is going to review.
I can't say a single thing
general consensus. There are going to be some people that are just is butthurt about it being Metal Gear in general, but not with Kojima. That
It's going to be controversial no matter what, yeah.
But then people who just try to do it from like, okay, just how is this as a game? Like, oh, it's actually good. I can see that. This might be the biggest question mark of the year.
Right now, I'd say it probably is. I mean, and I think there's going to be the people. There's going to be like, even if it's good, there will be people who just never accept that it's good, and there's going to be people. Like, I've seen a lot with even just people saying, like, I'm enjoying Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then the internet, like, tears them apart. Like, you're not allowed to enjoy that. I could see some of that getting nasty with this game, too. Yeah. And it might just be bad. It might just be straight up bad.
So there's too many question marks.
Too many questions.
But safe to say, neither of us are going to be getting it.
No.
Okay, next game.
All right. March 16th, Kirby Star Allies, Jeff.
Yes.
How's it going to sell?
I think it's gonna sell decent, like regular Kirby. Like we said earlier, like Kirby never sets the charts on fire. They sell decent, especially with the budget of the game.
I agree.
I think it's gonna review pretty well. Like again, not gonna set the charts on fire, but low 80s.
I think all of this is gonna be pretty, like, not meaning this in a bad way, but unremarkable. Or unremarkable is a bad way, but just not like it's not gonna be. You're not gonna be hearing like, oh my god, they Kirby.
Here's the thing with like Kirby and like some solid. Just some other Nintendo's like first party things. They're just at least good at the very least, and they just add to the.
Like, this is not going to be the Breath of the Wild of Kirby. This is not going to be like that.
No one's expecting that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a solid Kirby game for the Switch, and that's going to be the big selling point. It's like, hey, on the Switch.
A lot of people, including me and even you, said it's the most interested they've been in a Kirby game in years.
It is.
Also, I didn't really think about this, but. I just based on the trailer, this game looks damn good, like graphically and everything.
Oh yeah, very pretty, very pretty.
People looked at it compared to E3 and this, it looks a whole lot better. I mean, I don't think it was bad then, but
like, obviously the old school Kirby games looked good for their time. They looked cool and like colorful and everything, but a lot of the like, all the Kirby's in the middle, I've never thought they looked visually very interesting to me. Like, they're bright and colorful, but there just wasn't much there. Like in the GameCube and all the other ones, like. Nah. But this is the first one looking at it. I'm like, this game just looks nice. It just looks like it looks like they're learning from the Odyssey type thing. Like, they're putting that type of detail into other games. So Jeff just highlighted it red. Jeff's buying it.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy it. There's always a chance I do not. Probably not going to be like a day one, or I'm not going to like pre-order way in advance.
And it just depends on what's going on. But
yeah, potentially price might influence it.
Right.
Like, if it's a $40 game, yeah, right. Do it right there and there. I'm very excited.
Jeff, March 20th, Sea of Thieves. You have an Xbox, so you are eligible to answer that you would buy this.
But I need...
Yeah, you need Xbox Live.
And I don't have friends to... Like, this is a game you need actual friends to play with.
Actual friends.
With an Xbox.
You'll have to keep looking for those. But how do you think this is going to sell?
It's one of those question mark things. I think it sells decent.
I see it severely underperforming. And compared
to what Xbox is like marketing this as, yes, but I think in the grand scheme of things, still pretty well potentially.
I see this being an excellently reviewed game. Like some people putting it as their game of the year potentially. Like I see like some people, not most people, but some people.
Being one of those cult classes like people are playing for a long.
Well, and I see people on podcasts and stuff talking about like I can't stop playing this game. It's so fun. I despite all of that, I don't think it's selling. It's stuck on the Xbox. I don't think people are talking about this outside of the times that it showed and some media people. But even them, I don't hear about this game almost at all for how soon it's coming out and how much we've seen of it. And I just see it being a sad thing, but I see it not selling well.
I could potentially be one of those things that, again, like you said, though, it's just going to hurt in general because it is stuck on Xbox. No, people get their hands on it and have a lot of fun with it. I can see one of the things by word of mouth just makes it potentially blow up.
It could.
At least, for a game on the Xbox.
I mean, it's definitely one of the biggest things Xbox has coming to it, and one of the biggest things they've had in a while if you are an Xbox One player. So I mean,
I'd be into this if this was on a system we all had.
And also another thing that hurts is it really seems like this game is either like almost unplayable or just like a lot less fun if you don't have a group of people with you, and that definitely limits you to how much people will buy it, because at least with Overwatch or other games you can get that and play on your own. It's not as fun, but it's fine. This seems like it almost requires it. So Jeff, March 20th on the same day, Yakuza 6.
Yeah.
Do you?
I need to play Kiwami.
all the Yakuza games have sold pretty well. All the mini ones that came out recently, right? They've all done better than
Kiwami
expected.
0, Kiwami 2 is coming out at some
And
point.
I could see, obviously, selling well. I think selling well for Yakuza is a lot lower than maybe some of these other ones. What we consider well. I see, but just with how many fans they probably picked up this last year with all these games and stuff, I could see Yakuza 6 surprising us with how much it is. So.
Now, here's the thing that I think could potentially hurt Yakuza 6. People are trying to start over, people who are getting into the franchise are trying to start with 0 and Kiwami, working their way up.
Yeah.
They're doing Kiwami 2 and stuff. They might be trying to work their way there, so people may wait on 6.
So it might have a long tail. I mean, it might be one of those that, continues.
May
to
not
sell for a
blow
while,
up right away,
Yeah.
really, at least for Yakuza, but a little slow burn.
Yeah, I could definitely see
Reviewing, I expect this to review really well.
I do too. I mean, I think Yakuza's building goodwill constantly.
Yeah.
With
I expect the fan reception to be really good. I think it's already out in Japan.
How much is Jacob Hamill gonna love it?
He's gonna love it a lot.
I'm
sorry, Darby. I'm the only one who does. I gotta do the bathroom.
Jeffrey, I have never had to leave a podcast.
I've been drinking
Jeff.
Feel time, Darby.
I am the one that weigh a ton, don't need a gun to get respect on the street. All right, Jeff.
We are back.
Okay, March
23rd.
Jeff, calm down, man. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay. March 23rd, A Way Out comes out.
Yeah.
How's it gonna sell commercially, Jeff? How's this game selling? Did Joseph Fares build up enough steam with his F the Oscars thing?
I think that is gonna help it.
It's gonna help it. It 100% helps it.
So yeah, this is a small $30 game. With that in mind, I think it's gonna sell pretty well.
Yeah,
if it's a good game.
Yeah,
if it delivers
still
what it
questions.
promised.
Yeah, it depends on. It just depends. It also depends on what we consider well for this and everything. But I see the word. If this game is as good as we think the potential of it is, I see it being a word of mouth. People are you have to play this game. Yeah. I don't see it selling millions and millions of copies, but I see it spreading around enough to where people are this is really good. If it reaches its potential, which it might.
And if it does reach potential, I can see this starting a trend as far as co-op games go.
Yes, it could be a groundbreaker if it does. I mean, it has a lot of things going against it. There's a reason local multiplayer has died out in recent years because it doesn't sell that well. I mean, we love it, but there's a reason it hasn't. And this is a game that it's a very bold move, but it's this game has to be played, or is meant to be played multiplayer like this. So those things are against it, but also things for it. You can have one copy and you and your friend can play or whatever and play online. Those things are cool for it, and you might sell more.
I think they're doing the right thing as far as that stuff goes. $30, that whole thing, sharing copies, playing online.
Some people said well, they might sell less, but also that's basically what you're doing if me and you buy one copy and play local here. That's basically the same. They're doing the same thing just over online. So it's a big selling point for it.
Well, and also today that could also. It could even out / make it sell more because people are well, I want to play this with a friend, but he doesn't necessarily want to pay for. We don't necessarily want to pay for two. Both of us have to buy it.
Right.
Just only one of us to do it, or they can split one copy on someone.
It's a cool selling point.
Yeah.
For them to have. Yeah. So if it's good, we're buying it.
Yeah.
We're buying and playing this. I'm gonna wait for reviews, but I'm probably gonna get it pretty soon if the reviews are good. Pretty right close to line or so. Jeff, March 23rd, same day. We can't buy A Way Out.
You're right.
Detective Pikachu. This game's not selling well. Not in America.
Yeah, probably not.
This game's not being reviewed well. Probably not in America, but it'll probably be fun. It could be reviewed well. It's probably just going to be a dumb fun game.
What do you mean by reviewing well in this case?
I mean, I see the gameplay being bad. So I see that.
I can see it
bad / just boring or just uninspired, and I see that reflecting in the review score.
I could see people based on the trailer and potentially being fun, cute story.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it could be in the 7 range.
Yeah,
true use.
I mean, I just see most of the gameplay holding it down. They're just it's not as dumb fun as we think it is. If it takes itself too seriously.
Selling Pokemon game in a while.
Or if it doesn't, that anyway. But And if it doesn't translate well,
That's
to
on the
America,
3DS.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
I mean,
Also think about the direct. I meant to bring up no 3DS titles in that mini direct,
which I'm kind of happy about.
We're
finally getting there.
Good on Nintendo. Okay, moving on.
March 23rd, Ni no Kuni 2, Jeff.
Review
Ni no
well.
Nana.
Probably not sell great. No. Fans will like it. You didn't really care for this one. I'm somewhat interested. Probably not getting against too many games.
Yep. I agree with all of that. Yep. I think fans are going to love it. It's selling terribly.
Yeah.
It's going to bomb.
It looks good.
I see no world where it doesn't bomb.
Yeah.
March 27th, Far Cry 5, Jeff.
That's a big week for games. Especially,
shoot some cult leaders.
Yeah.
That is a very
especially for a rumor about a game we're talking about later is true.
Yeah. Very, very, very big game. I think it's going to sell. I think Primal didn't sell as well as previous Far Cry games.
But it's a quote-unquote spin-off.
I see this getting it back on track.
Yeah. It's been a little bit.
I think it's not going to sell as much as I would have said that it was going to back when it was first announced, because I feel like the hype has died a little bit. And
there are more people that come in that weren't hype about it being more negative about things.
Well, and I think it seemed like when it first came out, it was like, oh crap, Far Cry is going to is telling a message, and especially that was right in the heat. I mean, not that anything's really nice and cozy now, but that was when our political unrest in America was at a peak. Yeah. Was around when that game was released. So it was that was what a lot of the drum up was about. And if you go look at we had a podcast where that was the whole main topic was politics and games because of Far Cry and their reaction to it. So that was kind of the expectation there. And I think ever since then, everything when people have seen deeper in the game, I don't think it's actually telling that message. I think that it maybe has that on the surface, where it appears that way because of the setting. But I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be another Far Cry game where you're doing all this. I mean, another Far Cry game story-wise, gameplay-wise, looks a lot more interesting than it looks like they're doing other things. And I'm not saying I'm disappointed in that. That's fine. That's fine. But I think that that's part of the reason it's not going to be this big phenomenon that we maybe thought it was
the whole story thing is the reason I was interested. It being that's more of a service-level thing kind of destroyed my interest in it for the most part. Yeah,
because I think it's going to be one of those things where if you're not interested in Far Cry as it always has been, I don't think there's going to be enough here to bring you in, someone like you in. I might be wrong, so that you should wait to see what I or other people say, and then maybe give it a shot anyway. Yeah. And because we don't know, but it just seems like a lot of that stuff is more service level than we thought. So I see it selling well, just maybe not I thought that. I was this is gonna be crazy, and I don't think it's gonna be quite that. But it's gonna sell very well, gonna be very good for Ubisoft. I think it's gonna review fairly well, and I'm gonna play this game eventually. Yeah. I know I love Far Cry too much. It's just I might be too busy at that and by March, but we'll see. So that's a maybe for me.
Yeah.
April 13th, We Happy Few, Jeff.
Last game with a date we have on here.
Last game with a date. Commercially.
No. Reviews based on what I've heard from the beta, unless they change things, probably not that well.
Probably not. Yeah, I see this game fluttering out with not much.
My hype has died for this game.
Yeah. All right, Jeff.
Says it's now a full price game now.
All right, we're not in confirmed release dates, just confirmed for this year. Anthem. Is this going to be the big resurgence that BioWare needs?
Potentially. It's one of those things, we've only seen that little bit. But it's one of those things that, based on Destiny and stuff, that could do really well if it...
The problem, I can just already...
Unless EA messes up.
I can already see the comparison videos between the E3 thing and the actual finished product. I can already see those things happening and look at how much worse this game looks. Look at all these promises that they didn't hold up to and stuff. I kind of see it following a similar thing of Destiny, where it's going to be hyped up to be something crazy, and then at the end of the day, it's going to be a very good games of service shooter, and MMO light thing like Destiny. And I think it might have some of the similar shortcomings of Destiny, where there are limitations to this, and there's going to be people. I think it's going to have the same thing that Destiny has, where there's going to be people who can do nothing but talk bad about it, and those same people cannot stop playing it. Yeah. I see it having a similar thing to that. So, I see it selling very well.
Oh,
it's going to sell very, very, very well.
I'm honestly going to be shocked unless it turns out to be a complete dumpster fire. It like would a year from now it not being in the top 10.
And it could especially if the landscape with Destiny stays how it is, this could suck up the Destiny players that are not happy with it. So.
Or it could be some people are like, I've been playing Destiny for a year. Let's go to this new thing.
Yeah. I can see it blowing up. Just no matter what, it's going to sell well. It's just how well and how long it lasts. Because there's way more with Anthem than just the initial sales. It's this is going to be something that just carries on and on.
So we're not getting this, I assume.
No, I imagine Will.
Yeah.
Will.
Yeah.
So we'll hear what he thinks. Code Vein, Jeff.
Yes.
Anime Dark Souls.
Yep.
We need to see more before we really know much of anything.
Yep.
But I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested. I really don't know how to say how it's going to do because
I think we haven't seen enough to see how we review if it's really goes into the Souls or just kind of just surface level, but it's actually not all there. Depending how they do the story stuff, it could just suck that way.
But if it's mechanically sound, it could spread like Neo did. It could spread by word of mouth like that.
I think it could, and I don't know. It probably because of this, I'm slightly more interested in this than other Souls game, partly because of the anime aesthetic. I don't know why.
I understand.
I'm a weeaboo.
I understand.
All
right, Crackdown 3.
Pet? Okay, so...
Will this be good by the time it finally comes out?
If I was a betting man, I'd probably say no.
I'd say no, too. I think this
I think this is going to be a disappointment sales-wise.
I think it's going to be a disappointment all across the board.
I'm not getting it.
I'm not.
Well,
obviously I'm not. But I wouldn't even have had an Xbox because I just don't believe in this game anymore.
Yeah. Days
Gone, Jeff. We don't know if this game's even coming out this year. This is the one.
Strangely, this is the one we fucking been out a year ago.
Yeah, but those thoughts are gone now. We thought this was going to be the first one of these exclusives.
Yeah, might be the last one.
Yeah, might be the last one.
By a fair margin.
I again kind of I think it's going to be better than Crackdown or whatever, but if I had to guess, I see this game failing across the board, failing commercially, failing reviews, and I'm not buying it. But there is always that potential with Days Gone. Days Gone, you've never been able to, there's always the potential for it to be, so much better than it shows. I could see just it does not show well.
I've been thinking about this game a little more, and I'm going to kind of disagree with what you said for the whole across the board thing. I think it's going to... this is all... saying unless assuming it's not a complete dumpster fire. That goes for most of this stuff unless we completely say
I don't think it will because Ben
exactly. But I think it's gonna review well. At least it's not great. I think it's gonna be one of those games that maybe not sets the gaming community, the hardcore people on fire, the news media and stuff on fire potentially, but it might be one of those to get the more casual people in.
Never thought about that.
Because I have seen some people, on my Facebook and just other stuff that, not in stuff as hardcore, sharing actually some Days Gone stuff, getting excited.
That's interesting.
So I could see it being that way.
Yeah, I never would have thought that this was something that other people...
Because it is,
why
we complain about it, it was generic zombie thing. That is what a lot of people like, and...
Not everyone has
played all those games, and from a, budget standpoint, this does look to be a better one in that respect.
Right.
So
that's I wouldn't be shocked if Days Gone went either way. It's just, and I could definitely see us this being almost as good as Last of Us and that kind of amazing story. And we just look back and gosh, they did not demo that game well, or gosh, they did not show.
Last demo, well, unless I'm remembering stuff, the whole doing different things looked pretty good, but.
It still didn't get me. I
would say
this is better,
cool, but
this is better, but it didn't excite me. And just no one seems excited about. Whenever they talk about the PS4 exclusives coming up, they talk about all the other ones on the board. No one ever talks about Days Gone.
Yeah, the most one they bring up is but the most I heard about it was during the Last of Us trailer and be is this Days Gone?
Yeah,
is this Last of Us? Yeah.
Detroit Become Human. Jeff, how's it selling?
I don't think the other David Cage games sold particularly great, but not completely bomb.
I think this one will sell better, though. Yeah. It's gotten so much more
hyped, and again, it's one of those things. The potential for it's more. It depends if it actually reaches that potential.
I think this is a game that will be not that other games aren't, but I see this game being very heavily influenced by review scores.
Yes. Oh, there are lots of people that are saying like, I'm gonna wait for reviews. Yeah. I'm kind of one of those people.
I'm certainly one of those. Yeah, there's no way. This is not that I don't pre-order any game really, but like I would never be blindly buying this game because there's just too many questions. But if it reviews well, I could see it selling also very well. Because I imagine that Sony's going to still keep pushing it, and probably they're going to like clear everything out of the way and have a spot for it because they've been pushing it for so long. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Spider-Man's going to be coming out anytime soon.
Here's the weird thing about this.
Or at least like it's at least going to be a month or a month and a half.
The way they're framing it right now, and we'll get to Spider-Man God of War later, but God of War is supposed to be in March.
Right.
Detroit in like spring, so April or May, and then the people talking about like Spider-Man in like June.
I don't see Spider-Man in June.
That's the rumors.
Well, I guess that in the
they
Last
say first half of the year.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
That would be very like boom, boom, boom.
And
I mean, like Sony doesn't have fall games anymore. That's just not a thing they do. But
I feel like I don't know. I guess we got to see what else they have. I feel like maybe they should put Spider-Man back a little bit, just based on those orders of games.
I would say, but really the only spot before fall is like the October, September stuff, which is usually for smaller games. But I mean, I don't know. Trends in games are changing.
Destiny wasn't there.
That is true.
I mean, we never thought early year was that big for games.
Yeah.
Personally. So.
Oh, and Destiny immediately became the best-selling game in September, so like the whole year. So who knows?
I'm just going to mark me as yes because I'm leaning towards yes.
Okay. Dragon Quest 11. Mark another yes for Jeff.
Actually, this next cup, I'm just going to head in.
How well is this going to sell? Obviously, Japan already sold. I'm sure it already sold insane.
Yes.
It's a Dragon Quest game.
Okay, I'm marking the next
How big is this going to be? Thank you. Yes. How big is this going to be in America? Also, I want to kind of like speed through these quickly.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay. So, I think it's going to sell pretty well. I mean, I don't think everyone expects to light the world on fire. I expect this to review well.
I do too.
And I'm obviously getting it.
Yeah, I think just obviously the American version of for a JRPG like this.
And it could be one of those things that do a little above expectations, depending how good it is and word of mouth and stuff, and what it comes out around.
Yeah.
And it being on the Switch helps.
I think it would probably exceed my original expectations. Maybe not. Who makes this game?
Square Enix?
Square Enix, yeah. Square Enix. Yeah. Okay. God of War.
Coming out in March. It's happening.
Barring just like, holy crap, this game came out as like a 5, like it's terrible or whatever, I'm buying this game immediately and setting aside everything and playing it.
Probably same, because looking at the release schedule, the only games we're looking at that are around then, me for Kirby, but those are different enough to where I don't care about getting those at the same time. Right. And then A Way Out, which again, different.
Yeah.
We're going to be splitting that probably.
Does this God of War reach the sales and the cultural phenomenon of like the other God of War games, like the PS2 ones?
I feel like one of those, it may not
that
be able
was
to
kind
get
of
to
a
that
moment
level.
in time, the other PS2 games, but
I feel like this has the best chance of getting it closer to it.
I think it's going to be close. Yeah. I don't think it'll sell.
I think it's one of the things because of different times and probably will not just based on that, but.
And there's more games like vying for your attention nowadays. Back then, it was just like you had a PS2, you played God of War for the most. Everyone played God of War. It was, but I see this being like, even though like it seems like there's going to be a very small like release date announcement to release for this, because everyone just assumes it's going to be March, which is cool with me. But this game is going to be on commercials. I could see a Super Bowl commercial with this game. I could see it being all over the place, and I think it's going to sell very, very well. And it's going to be Game of the Year contender. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be in that list for Game of the Year.
I'm not going to argue against that.
Again,
that's one of those things. Unless it's just a massive disappointment.
Yeah, I see that being.
Okay, next, Kingdom Hearts 3. I expect the review pretty well. It's one of those things. It's Japanese. It's kind of Kingdom Hearts, so there are kind of some things people don't forgive as much. So may not review as great as like some fans love it.
Right.
Fans probably love it more than reviewers. If I just sell well, good, definitely. Yeah. People might get into it, especially if they add like Frozen and Marvel and stuff in there. People get it just for that. And
it's just Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to feel like an event just after all this time, and just
that's what it's selling, because I think all those remastered things have sold well. So You would imagine. I'm obviously getting it.
Kingdom Hearts fans will spend money on Kingdom Hearts. They have proven this time and time again. So, like...
I will.
It's gonna... Even if just Kingdom Hearts fans buy it, that's a considerable amount of people. Yep. So, yeah. Project Octopath Traveler.
Name to be determined. Okay, so I expect this, based on what we know, to review well.
Yes.
Selling pretty good, especially considering the budget and it being on Switch and everything. Switch
you
exclusive.
and I will be buying this game almost assuredly. It depends on what success is when it comes to commercial.
See, when I say like it sells well, I'm doing it. I know that's it.
Relative
I know it's
to
vague.
It is,
vague what it is because this is a lower budget game.
I hope I will be pulling for this game so hard, but I hope that it gets enough to where they feel comfortable doing more things like this.
Yeah,
Square Enix does. So definitely. So excited for Octopath Traveler. Look on YouTube soon. We will have me and Jeff. It's not up there yet, but we will soon have a Let's Play of us just going through the Primrose chapter and just talking about it as we go through it. It's pretty casual, just watch along thing. Very cool game. So if you have a Switch, be excited for that.
Yep.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay, review great, sell great, game of the year contender. You're buying.
Yes.
What more to say?
I mean, yeah, you're going to hear so much about Red Dead this year.
Yeah.
It's fine. Skull and Bones.
Do you remember what game this
is? Yes, it's the pirate game they showed at E3 where everyone, myself included, thought it was going to be like an RPG where you go off the boat when it's not. It's just multiplayer and ship fighting.
Yeah.
Nah.
Review potentially okay if it's good. I mean, okay.
Yeah, but this is not doing anything.
Yeah.
Unless they come out with something, because they said that they were going to go make changes and stuff. Unless it comes out with some other X factor about it that surprises us. I see it either not selling well, or everyone just assumes it's not going to sell well, and then it for honors us.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, there's this entire community of people playing this game nonstop, even though no one's talking about it. Like, I could see that kind of thing.
I think being like at least having his own dedicated fan base, which.
Yeah. But I'm not interested, which is sad because at the start of that trailer, I thought I would be. Spider-Man, Jeffrey. Spider-Man.
So, review great.
Oh, yeah.
Sell great.
Yeah.
We're playing probably getting it at some point.
Yes. I need to be convinced more again because you know me. That's been my thing.
I'm just going to put it as for both right now.
You can put it. State of Decay 2. Nah. It's like there's not.
Across the board.
The game looks bad and not many people play State of Decay 1. Sorry, Greg Miller, but it's not doing it. Street Fighter
30th anniversary.
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter games sell well. That thing for the Switch sold very well.
It's on everything. Yeah, but considering what it is, it's a crazy little bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
I don't know how you review this, but I assume it's going to review well.
Yeah. Travis Strikes Back. No More Heroes. Sequel,
this one I don't know if I believe it's going to come out this year, but that game I'm
don't think it's coming out this year. But if it does, I could see this game not being as good as people maybe hope just because of just some of the stories and some of the things about it. Just seems I don't know. I'm not convinced on this. Mm-hmm. But could be awesome for No More Heroes fans. Even
this could be continuing the No More Heroes thing of being just a cult hit series.
I think it will. I don't think this is branching out anywhere.
Yeah, you see, we got the next page. There's only 2 other titles, real quick.
Okay,
I can kind of refer to that.
I do not.
But obviously, I'm getting that when it comes out.
Yep.
Okay, just 2 more real quick. Valkyria Chronicles 4. I expect that to, as long as it goes like the first one, review well. Sell pretty good for what it is. I can see it breaking 1 million.
Yep.
And I'm planning on getting it.
And it seems like they're doing everything right. So
yes. Okay, last one.
Yoshi.
Yeah, it's not the best one to end on, but alphabetical order and stuff. Okay, yeah, Yoshi. Review okay. Sell okay.
You know what we said for Kirby earlier in this? Copy and paste, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little innocent game that people will have fun.
Kid-friendly game, not taking the world on fire, not selling amazing.
No, this one I expect to do worse than Yoshi, Kirby and Arsene because this is...
Kirby's more established.
Yeah, well, and Yoshi's a little more casual and just kind of kid-friendly and laid back.
Yeah.
But maybe fine. I don't plan on getting it.
All right, so in the end, the at least right now guaranteed buys that we have here is Jeff, Dragon Ball Fighters, Jeff, Kirby Star Allies, Jeff and Darby A Way Out, Jeff, Detroit Become Human, Jeff, Dragon Quest XI, Jeff and Darby God of War, Jeff, Kingdom Hearts 3, Jeff and Darby, Octopath Traveler. Darby, Red Dead Redemption. Jeff and Darby, Spider-Man. And Jeff, Travis Strikes Back. And Jeff, Valkyria Chronicles 4. So Jeff has a busy year already, as you can see.
Stop releasing games I like. Stop making them long. You hear me?
Well, we'll see if that actually happens, because I looked at our last list, and I think like almost all the games I had highlight from me buying, I didn't buy, and then several of the ones that you said you were buying and I didn't, I ended up buying, and you didn't, like Hellblade.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows? Like, I look back and Hellblade was Jeff and not me, and I'm the one that
I bought it.
Yeah, you did. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Definitely go over and watch the Life is Strange Before the Storm episode 2 spoiler cast that we're about to record right now.
Yep.
If you have played Life is Strange. And if you haven't, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
Come on, man.
All right. Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you.
Bye.